Hello everybody and welcome to episode 97 of the Le Mans Odyssey, and today I won't take up too much of your time, touch wood, but I'd just like to give you an update as the month of October is almost over, as we have two more games to play before a return game against Real Madrid, and we've definitely done a reasonable job of title defence thus far, as we are top with 23 points and 2 games in hand over Lens, and then 1 game in hand against the vast majority of the other teams. So far so good. The goals against record is absolutely phenomenal, but our goals scored is not great. It must be said, just 17. So we are kind of struggling to put the ball in the back of the net, but when you're only conceding 4 goals in 9 games, that is really something to be proud of. But let's see what the team has to say about that in the fixtures list. Last time I left you, it was probably before this Maribor game, and we started off very well with an easy 3-0 win thanks to Mohamed and Orban. Lens, we beat them 3-1. Dino Nagorje actually got a rare start and he scored twice. Mathieu Renard with the 3rd goal. We'll talk about Sochaux now. The 2-0 win here. It was courtesy of Jean-Baptiste Vial getting his first of the season, and Omar Gomez scoring yet again. He's on a good run of form, so that made life even easier again. A tough game against Galatasaray wasn't without its casualties, and we really could have done with the win here, as we got an early second half goal. Bernard Mohamed just before the hour mark, but then Martin Galano equalised, which was pivotal for Galatasaray's point of view, since it keeps them alive in the group. But unfortunately, in typical fashion, Murphy's Law struck Ventsislav Sventkov, and he's out for another 2 to 3 months through a torn calf muscle. A torn calf muscle. So absolute disaster from that point of view. And Svetskov, we really could have done having him in the squad, so that depletes our left hand side options yet again. Our best results in terms of pure goals scored here, 4-1 thanks to Renard, Shrivers, Joubert and Bernard Mohamed. A difficult 0-0 here against Bordeaux, one we should have won despite being reduced to 10 men. It was a poor game, but we always tend to struggle against Bordeaux, and fair play to them, I put up a good fight. And then a staggering game here against Real Madrid, payback from last year's heartbreak of being knocked out in the Champions League. They were brilliant in the first half. Met Jayed and Umar Yamiogo helped put Real Madrid 2 goals clear, but then Mathieu Renard, who's really standing up to the plate, scored yet again, and then we were pushing and pushing for an equaliser after we adjusted our tactics to play short, and in the 92nd minute Omar Gomez slotted in Umar Yamiogo to make amends and score that dramatic late equaliser. But Real Madrid were on the warpath after that and injured Boris Germain for 12 days to 2 weeks. So typical, really. Once you get a good thing going, your man is injured. So this is our greatest run of results in history in terms of being unbeaten, and it goes all the way from last season here when we were knocked out, I think by Monaco there, 2-0 in the league. So I don't know if this one counts as a loss per se, but we've definitely been absolutely superb from the get-go, and the title defence is very realistic. But I do want to give the Champions League a proper go. So that point at the Bernabeu is absolutely massive, but you have to feel Galatasaray are on a shoestring to get second place, which means that a return game on the last day could be worth every marble on the table. So we'll be under pressure there, but we are doing quite well. We've got the superior goal difference to Galatasaray, and we have home advantage when we play them next, so fingers crossed we won't have too many problems there. Let's just talk about the squad briefly. Anyone else that needs to be mentioned? So we'll begin with the appearances. No surprises. Lambert is up top. Gomez in second place. Germain, now injured, is tied with Eddie Carlos there, with Magia on 8 appearances, Dushwang 8, Renard, Diawara on 7, and then so on and so forth. In terms of goals scored, Bernard Mohamed is taking the initiative, and that's what I want to see, because I didn't give him much of a chance last year and we need him to become Shriver's long-term successor. Gomez and Reinhardt have definitely upped their games, contributing lots of goals. Shivers is on 3. Orban, he was injured briefly, but he's on his way back. He has 2 goals, as with Nagorje, and then just a few more players here have 1 goal. In terms of the average ratings, Zhang Suesi has made his first appearance of the season, but it could be one of his last, as he transfer requested, as he wants a brand new challenge, and I feel we may as well accept, because he's on a big wage. He's now going to have to tolerate being a third choice centre back, and most importantly, he has that winner's medal in his pocket, which would, I think it would have been irresponsible to let go of our finest defender ever and not have him be the captain to the championship run. So we'll have to bid goodbye to Zhang Suesi. Bernardo there has done very well in his 2 games. He won't be leaving though, as we don't have a second choice goalkeeper ready, so he understands and even took a minor pay cut, but he'll just have to tolerate being the second in command for the first time in his career. Du Shuang is the first player, deserves a round of applause in terms of consistency. He's only had time to play 4 league games, but he's been magnificent in all of them, so I'm super proud of my other Chinese player. He's a real servant, and I'm so glad we got him back, because that was my biggest regret for the first few seasons in our league. We let him go. Yamaogo there 7.55, McGeeh 7.53, Bornair 7.47, Bernard Mohammed there 7.46, Gomez 7.43. He's found his instinct for goal, so I'm very pleased with that. Germain and Diawara, the new future centre-back pairing, they're doing well. Eddie Carlos, 7.36. Cormier, he's getting more games at right back, and he's making me very pleased. Orban, not a great start to the season, but his standards are so high that you can understand. Matthew Renard, I already mentioned, great start to his campaign, and I hope he can continue, since right wing has been decimated a little bit. Shebe Shrivers, understandably, he wants a new contract, but his time probably is going to run out in a few years, and we may as well blood in some more strikers. But those 27 goals he got in the league last season and the 5 continental, they were priceless. I just hope he can deliver the goods again. And anyone down here, Nolan Lambert, 7.02 average rating in overall, but 7.21 in league. That really goes to show he's still only 20 years old, and he's really got some great stats. He could do better in his mentals though, so we'll forgive him for that. Matthew Chambon, I'd like to show you him really quick. He's my up and coming striker, and he made his debut at the Bernabeu, but we'll hope to give him more game time in future, as he has a very high contract, and he could definitely compete with Jean-Baptiste Vial, very similar type of player. And that's pretty much the most of it. Benoit Joubert getting a few games, about Jovicic recovering from injury and that sort of thing. So Stanislas Gordon, again, we're trying to get him back to fitness, but apart from that, that's the majority of the player news. And we'll check the notebook. I think there might be something in there for us to look at. Where is it? The dates. Yeah, I always have to do this. Sheve Shrivers, yes, he is now the greatest goal scorer in Le Mans history, overtaking Futsiani Cisse in terms of the league. And Jordan Martin, his life at Arsenal is becoming quite a nightmare, as the Gunners are far and away not the team you'd expect. They're up to 9th now, which isn't too bad, but early in the season they were getting their arses kicked, and they finished last season in 15th or something ridiculous. Where is it? So yeah, I think 12th place for them last season. I'll double check that for you straight away. Yeah, there it is, 12th place. Very, very poor for Arsenal standards, and poor old Jordan just keeps picking up knock after knock, as Joe Cole is the new man in charge. But every time he plays, he doesn't really seem to do too well. So in terms of business, pure business, that was a fantastic move, and I just hope in terms of emotion, Jordan can prosper as a new club. I don't know if he speaks English yet. No, he hasn't even learned the language at all, so that's poor form from Jordan, and even lost his number 7. So we'll have to wait and see what happens to poor old Jordan. But apart from that, we have a Coup de la Ligue game against Strasbourg. I'd love to win this tournament again. It's one that's given us good joy, but the Coup de France is the one we all want to win, and it hasn't been finalised for us yet. But we'll continue Champions League. We'll get to the final group game heading into December and try and build our lead up in league again. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and stay tuned. I may need your support for episode 100 in a different way to what you expect. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. Bye now.